take a little minute or two to interview her. Tall people matter, right?
Yes, you do. Tall lives matter.
Tall lives matter. At one point, true story, at one point, I had on the regular a young lady named Sierra, a young lady named Precious, and a young lady named Lori, and they used to call me Shorty Rock, because they're all taller than me. Which is crazy. So, but thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. Now, I've known you for a while. What was your process from going from writing in your journal to now you travel the East Coast and further as a working poet and spoken word artist?
I think, number one, the process, it wasn't as much of a process as more invested in what I really wanted and what I desired to do. Most of the time we sit around, we know that there's something to be said, and I had quite a few people. My cousin was very instrumental in pushing me because he'll always say, shout out to Dave, he would always say, you have something to say. People need to hear your testimony, and you need to continue what you're doing, but let's get you out there on a mic. And so coming from journal to mic was really where the beginning struggle was, because I was afraid. It was like coming out of the ship. Like, you know, I don't want to come out, I don't want to show people what I really can do, because, you know, sometimes people have their isms and schisms, and at that time I was mentally attached to words, to people's words, instead of focusing more on me. So that process now, and I still write, I write a lot. I have to, because the pen is my most powerful tool. But now I'm writing for some artists, I'm writing for different events and different shows, and I've got an opportunity to tour with some people, some big people, and it's just, for me, it's allowing myself to know that you first invest in you. You know what I mean? You first gotta push you to the limit and not take no for an answer. And when I first started, it was like, let me put it this way. As a chef, I don't want to put anything out there, and I'm a chef, I don't want to put anything out there that wouldn't be appealing to people or to myself. If it's not good for me or appealing to me, look good, smell good, taste good, I'm not putting it out there for someone else. So if I wouldn't eat it, why would I serve it to my guests, right? So your first part of the investment is if I wouldn't read it, if I wouldn't listen to it, if I know that this is long, how do I make it to where people's ears will fine tune to it? People will hear when healing is on the table, and they'll hear when your testimony is on the table. But it's the way you say things and tweak things that make people turn their ears and listen. You know what I'm saying? So I invested in me first.
Okay. Has poetry helped in your healing?
Absolutely. I can't put my pen down. I am my first therapist. If I write it, I know I can use it. The stage is my couch. So it has definitely helped me. Healing, going through life, and changes and challenges, it's something that I can't put down. I can't put it away.
Okay, so have you ever wrote something and said, that's hot, and then read it again and said, that's crazy, I can't say that in public?
Wait, I have, and then I get to a studio and someone say, well, let me hear what you wrote before. Like, because you know, you always have multiple takes of something. Even an artist, a songstress, or a song singer, they have multiple takes of something. Right. They were like, well, I want to know what the original said. No, you don't want to know what the original said. That might get you put out. But I do. I go back and be like, whoa, did I write that? I do. It shocks me sometimes. I still feel it.
One of the most proud moments of my life is when I was at Rialto's, and I think I had done it for a year, And I said, okay, so now it's time for a different voice. And I didn't know what the hell you were going to do, but it was Rialto, so I said, you know, as long as she don't burn the place up, you're all right. But let me finish. You came on stage, and I was proud that you weren't trying to be Raymond Tyler. I was proud that the one thing we had in common is that we made everybody who came to that stage feel welcome and heard and appreciated. And I was proud that, you know, you were the first and the only Elle vintage, the only L'Oreal to take the stage. That being said, you've been doing this for a while. Rialto's, it's been a few years now. How you brought on a couple people who have jumped off of your platform and now taken off. How does that feel?
It feels like a crying mama when she take her kids to school and she drop them off. My mom did this to me. I was in Virginia. I'm like, Mom, if you cry one more time, just get in the van. But you're like, wow, that came from us. That came from me. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm honored, number one, to see that because it attests to your willingness and how you challenge yourself to teach others and to show them that, yo, you can do this. The job is never complete if you take it for yourself and just shut it down. If you take it for yourself and hold it in, it's never going to be complete. The job is to reciprocate and to pour it back in so that others can take that role and that chain, those chains and reins and run with it. You know what I mean? So for me, that's all that matters. I want everybody to get their flag. We want everybody to eat. It's enough. It's enough how we want everybody to eat. And for me, Raymond has been instrumental in a lot of pushing me to be open and out and to speak to people and to host and to invite people. When you're a host, you're an inviter. You invite people in. So you also have to know how to talk and to speak and to get people involved. You know what I mean? So that's for me.
You almost made me cry, but that's it in a nutshell. The job is not complete until your platform is a platform where someone else can excel and fly from. Ladies and gentlemen, she is L'Oreal. So now, what do you want to do? Did you prepare some interview questions for me, or do you just want to perform?
Absolutely.
Okay.
First thing.
Let's go.
Right? Many people know that Raymond's a writer. He started out writing before radio. He started out writing before, well, he's always been an artist. But he also wrote for several small-time newspapers. Atlantic City Focus, right? Atlantic City Weekly, portion of the Press at one point. Hometown. And internet, and even in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and The Source.
Right, The Source, MAG. How many of you remember The Source magazine? I still buy Source magazine, I mean.
Okay.
My question for you is, when did you know what was real and who would be real in those processes? Because sometimes, some newspapers, you're like, okay, this is like, I'm doing this over and over and over again, but it's not meaningful for me, and I don't know if I can stick with it.
Flavor Flav said, who I trust, me. For real, the only person that you can trust in the news game is yourself. I've had some people giving me great opportunities, and I still love them, but, you know, it's hard to really put your whole faith into another person, and you can be the darling of a magazine or newspaper today, and just based on who their advertising is, you could be gone tomorrow. That's the business aspect of it, and you shouldn't take it personally, but you sometimes take it personally. But I trust. I tell you this. God has put me in some amazing situations, and two things. I try to capitalize off of them, and I try to see where there's an opportunity to provide an opportunity for somebody else. So, next question.
Now, from hosting to radio, and still, you still host.
Yeah.
Would you rather go back to hosting, or you want to stay on radio?
I like producing radio right now. I'm working with some people in Philly to produce a show on Fridays there called The Light as Well, from 6 to 8. And I'm working with a gentleman by the name of Harv Nichols. I'm slowly teaching him the process so that he can take over that particular show, and I'll just be a producer in the background and the DJ. Listen, if you want to come back and host this, I would appreciate it, because in my car I have all kinds of watercolors and paper. I would like to come here, hang out, work on a puzzle or paint, or just get up and say a poem and like, be like Russell Simmons. Thanks for coming out, God bless, and word.
Good night, God bless.
But I host from, right now I'm hosting from necessity, not because all these people want to see me. So I definitely am looking for some people to come in as a team or individual and host for me, so I can just hang out and enjoy. And you know, if somebody wants to host, I'll still book guests and stuff like that, but I don't need to be up here every 5 minutes.
I heard that. Well, there's my questions.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, all vintage. Are you going to share a poem with us one time?
Am I going to share?
A poem?
Oh, yes. I was just putting this down because the mic is echoing. And I got a big mouth. Y'all good, right? We can hear? I wish that some people could understand what the real meaning of discipline is. Educationally, physically, athletically, spiritually. What the real meaning of discipline is. Discipline doesn't always necessarily mean that you have to chastise me with words or beat me down with weapons. Sometimes it just means embrace it.
All right.
Sometimes it simply means just honing in the tears of another. Nowadays, we have generational disciplines that need to happen. Before, we had elder discipline. So in between the elders and the generation that is living now, you have the in-betweens that don't know where to go. Sometimes they're lost, sometimes they go to the other side. Sometimes they get up and check out. Sign my name, check out. Because essentially I'm just tired. Because on the one end, they give them the right to do what they want to do, and on the other end, they expect them to be their best selves, be accountable, be responsible. But yet the ones that want them to be that are the ones that are being chastised and broken down the most. Take educationally for right now. Let's go beyond the walls of the school system. Let's go and dig a little deeper into the educational system that's broken. Not healed, but broken. Simmered down and thrown in the trash because we as adults don't know how to discipline correctly. We desire and are designed to tell somebody else what to do instead of stepping forward and doing it ourselves. We want, for the lack of better words, slaves. We want people to do our job and not care about what we're supposed to do at the same time. So we give 6 figures to a secretary and tell her to go out there and tell them they're fired. We give 6 figures to a vice principal and tell them sit in the office. You don't got to do nothing. See nothing, say nothing, do nothing. But the real love of the matter comes from those who don't mind going out and becoming what they need to be just to love somebody who don't know what love is. just to teach somebody who don't know what real teaching is. Nowadays, we allow our parents to rule the inside of an educational institution. Instead of having community forums and build the parents from within so that they understand what educational is and how if your child doesn't have it, then they don't have anything. And while it's free right now, they should be in front of a teacher. But we're no longer abiding by the law or the land. Instead, we want to tear down what we don't understand. We want to chastise, break down, manipulate, and embarrass because somebody has the love of God to go in and teach right and show right and take them by the hand and walk them into the right door instead of watching them go down the wrong hallway. Nowadays, we allow people to dictate to us what real love is. We chastise those people that know what real love is and tell them that they don't deserve a rightful place in the educational system. Let's take the church. Many of us follow behind a precept and example, but we don't read it for ourselves and ingest what we need to. So therefore, discipline looks like this. Your skirt is too short. Well, God said, come as I am. Discipline looks like this. You're singing and hugging and tapping and singing and moving and dancing too much, too loud, too right, too wrong. There's too many's up in there. When God says, come as you are. I'm confused. Because now we're living outside of what the world is and dancing inside of the church or what God is, and we still can't be humanly correct. We still can't be loved. Let's take the bar. I can go to the bar and sit and mind my business and be as simple and as loud and as drunk and as sorry and as tearful and as painful as I want, and nobody will bother me until I'm hanging from a noose or throwing my body overboard because no one chose to ask me who I am and what I need, why I'm crying and why I bleed. No one chose to say, who are you? I'm such and who are you? Because the world nowadays don't know what social love is too. Everybody shuts down because nothing is worth anything now. So now we live and run under a government that doesn't really care about the human existence, doesn't care about the melanin in your skin, doesn't care about the many freckles that you own or the children that you bear. Now we cover and we run and we stay inside, wondering and biting our nails when ICE is coming for us. Something is wrong. When we can't love ourselves, instead we hone a discipline that doesn't really know what discipline is. Our world is dying before our very eyes. And if we don't catch them while they're here, when they get up here, they're going to be hanging from the very nooses that people are creating for them. I love y'all.